Every system is fake until it works on a chart you've never touched. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. I'm going to be backtesting my system, the LCE model, in real time and walk you through every single trade from start to finish. There won't be any cherry picking or perfect examples. Just one full week of exactly how I trade from before the market opens, all the way until after it closes. And the point of this is to show you how to think in the moment when things aren't clear. How to get the confidence to stay patient and not overtrade because you know your setup is coming. And also to know what to focus on in every situation. That's how you build consistency, then profit more, then get more consistent, then scale, and it's an upward spiral from there. So let's lay out a few ground rules for this backtest. First, every trade must follow the LCE model, of course, and I'm only taking level-to-level trades. Anything else isn't a part of this strategy. If you're new here or need a refresher on LCE, I'll link some videos right now to help set you up. Second, I'm only trading during regular market hours or the New York session. Third, I'm only taking breakout trades and nothing else. No pullbacks and no mean reversion. And fourth, risk is the same on every trade. Now, the most recent week was June 1st to June 5th, and we're on ES futures, of course. Let's start with Monday. We're going to start with the 1 hour time frame as usual because that's where we assess the overall market direction. And we want to pay close attention to how the 1 hour cloud is positioned because that'll tell us exactly how to trade and how not to trade. So here we see that the 1 hour cloud is clearly bullish. It's been bullish over the last few sessions here with the price spiking up in the previous week. And since that move, the price has been slowly coasting upward, which produced this bullish cloud. The uptrend isn't super clean. I mean, it's not like we had a clean series of higher highs and higher lows. It looks more like a grinding consolidation. But we're still bullish here because the price is gliding higher overall, and we need to assume it keeps grinding higher until proven otherwise. So our bias for the 1 hour here is going to be bullish. That means we're expecting the price to break to the next level above and keep trending higher. That's going to be our most likely scenario. And the second most likely scenario is that the price fails to break higher and simply consolidates and chops sideways. It would rest on the cloud and slowly flatten it, meaning buyers simply didn't have enough energy to break through today. So your number one threat today, if you're going long, would be the price not being able to make it to the next level. And the third scenario is that we drop to the level under. Now this is the least likely of the three. It could still happen, but even if it did, you wouldn't want to be in there at all. That would mean the price dipping directly into cloud support, where buyers are strongest. This is where a lot of dip buying usually happens and pushes the price back up. So you absolutely don't want to be going short if the price ever gets here. You don't want to be buying the dip either because it's not a breakout yet. What you do in that case is simply to set more alerts at the upper and lower level and wait for one of those to hit. If we hit the upper level, then the move is in full swing and we can enter the bullish breakout here. If we hit the lower level, then we might consider a short, depending on whether the cloud is starting to tilt down and all the clouds are starting to reverse. So that's going to be our plan for today. These are basically the only moves that can happen. We're going to drop down to the 5-minute, our execution time frame, and set our alerts. Now when it comes to the opening level, if we move to the 9:30 candle, we see that the price dropped down to the lower level before the open, so we would treat this as our opening level. That means we would set our alert at the level under and at the level above. Now just to be cautious here, this is technically a breakout trade, but it's not entirely out of the range. We would still be in the range here, which wouldn't necessarily mean a clean breakout as if we were to break the next level higher. So that's the extra risk in taking this trade. Now our alerts are set. So let's see what happens. And the price ranged a bit before finally moving into the upper level. At this point, the price chops around and then later jumps to the upper level. So if you went long here, there's a chance you might have gotten chopped out and stopped by this move right here. That's the risk we're taking when we trade in the middle of a range. And if you would have waited for the next move, you would have gotten your alert triggered, entered, and then once the price got about halfway to target, moved your stop to break even, after which you would have been stopped. So the outcomes here could either be break even or a loss and maybe a win later on if you took this first trade. Nothing else besides that really. That would have been how you handle a day like this. Now let's move on to Tuesday. So on Tuesday before the open, we see that we made some progress after yesterday's move, but it's mostly sideways and didn't really get us anywhere. Now we're about to open in the middle of the range. The cloud has gone completely flat since yesterday, and the price is about to open right in the middle of it. That tells us that we don't have a bias toward one side at all. So unlike yesterday, which had an implicit long bias, today doesn't have a bias. It can break out toward either side with equal probability. There is a catch to this, though. Having a flat or choppy cloud is not better than having a bullish or bearish cloud. The market is simply less predictable overall. The most likely thing to happen when the price is bullish is that the price keeps being bullish. The most likely thing to happen when the price is bearish is that the price keeps being bearish. And by that same logic, the most likely thing to happen when the price is flat is that the price keeps being flat. Not that it has clean trending breakouts and easy trades. Now, it's not that they don't happen, because they do happen often, but it's just something to keep in mind when trading. We want to make sure the price actually breaks out of the level and not enter early. That's the trade-off. Price is more likely to have choppy price action rather than clean price action, even if it does break out. So keeping that in mind, we want to go down to the 5-minute time frame to assess what the cloud looks like there. And the 5-minute, predictably, tells us the same thing. The cloud is flat as a pancake. So now we set our alerts at both the upper and lower level and wait. Now the price has broken into the upper level, so we'd enter long here, then set our stop under market structure and our target at the next level. Notice what happens here. The price breaks higher and gets more than halfway to our target, then drops and moves back into the level. Since the price moved more than halfway, we would have moved our stop to break even and would have gotten stopped here, and that's really it. So that's the trade-off I spoke about earlier. A ranging market can break both ways, but the breakout usually won't be as clean. There are still tons of profitable trades, but we need to be more careful. Now let's move on to Wednesday. On the 1 hour, Wednesday starts once again as a flat day, since the price hasn't really moved around much from yesterday. We've been establishing this type of range since the start of the week, which obviously gives us a neutral bias, but it's also good news because we have clear breaking points now. So if we're opening in between these 2 points, it changes the story a little bit. Because if we're opening at a level, then we wait for the price to break either the upper level or the lower level before entering a trade. But if we're opening in between 2 levels, it functions mostly the same. We're looking for a break of the 2 nearest levels. So we would be looking for a break higher here out of the range, or we would be looking for a break at the immediate next level lower. We would set our alerts at the edge of the level as usual and wait for the move to come to us. Now the market moved down immediately and broke through the flat 1-hour cloud. It's moving lower with a lot of urgency and momentum, and our bias is neutral, so therefore it's far more likely to keep breaking lower instead of moving in the opposite direction. We enter short here as soon as our alert gets hit, then place our stop above market structure. That would be above this candle right here, near where the cloud is. If the price goes all the way back up here, then we can assume that our idea was invalid, or at the very least, badly timed, and we would wait for another re-entry later. Our target is at the next level, and early into the next level. Then we simply wait. And we got our answer pretty quickly, with the price dropping like a rock to our next level. That's our one clean trade for the day, so we stop here. Now let's move to Thursday. By the way, I've helped hundreds of traders apply this exact system and get real results. This is what we do inside the LCE accelerator. You'll get direct access to me through weekly calls and a private one-on-one chat, so you can ask questions and get feedback on your trades anytime. You'll also get this exact level-to-level chart, and you'll be part of a private community of traders and a live trading room. If you're interested, the link is below. So Thursday starts with a bearish cloud. We had strong bearish movement yesterday, even after hours, and that dragged the cloud down. Then we consolidated a little, and now we're attempting to break higher. We're going to be opening at this level, so now we have 2 potential trajectories. Since we have a bearish cloud, we're looking for a break lower. A break higher would mean that we're headed right into cloud resistance, which means we would have bullish momentum mixed with higher time frame bearish momentum, so that would neutralize and probably give us a range. It's very unlikely that we would get clean price action here. So the only way we would even consider a long today is if we broke out, built some structure, and got the cloud to catch up so that we could take the next trade. Therefore, our focus is on a break lower. So, as usual, We'll set our alerts at both the upside and downside, although we're really only paying attention to the downside. And now let's see. So we get a strong break into the upper level. At this point, the 1 hour cloud is still bearish, so we don't want to engage with this move just yet. Here we would simply set another alert at the lower level and an alert at the upper level. Now the problem with setting the alert here is that even if the price does end up here, the 1 hour cloud would still be bearish and would be overextended relative to the price. So the price wouldn't have enough structure to safely continue higher and would probably be choppy or unpredictable. That's the issue with the price moving against the 1 hour cloud. It just becomes riskier and less predictable. Movement doesn't automatically mean we need to engage, and it doesn't mean we're missing anything, even if it's level-to-level movement. The correct move today would have been not trading this. You could have tried this move, but just keep in mind that it results more often like a Monday or a Tuesday than it does like today. So either be very careful and precise with your trades, or just avoid it entirely. I choose to avoid it entirely and just focus on cleaner setups. That being said, let's move to Friday. So we see that Thursday's action was entirely reversed. We had a peak here, and then it all collapsed just as fast as it went up. And that's because the cloud and the structure wasn't caught up to the price. So the price was running hot, but it ran into a heavy resistance and didn't accumulate anywhere near enough structure to break through. Ideally, this would have been a multi-day move with higher highs and lows, and then we could have moved higher, or at the very least more time to let the cloud flip and catch up. But the cloud didn't even flip here. It stayed bearish the whole time. And that's the situation we're in now. The cloud is bearish, so our bias is also bearish. We're only expecting the price to drop lower. If it moves higher, we're just observing and not taking the trade. There would be a lot of overhead structure before we break out. So we drop down to the 5-minute, then we're going to set our alerts at both levels. We opened in between two levels, and that means our alerts are going to be at both levels, immediately above and under. Now let's see what happens. And we see that the price broke down immediately. This is perfectly in line with our bias, so we go short and target the next level. We'll set our stop just above this candle near the high, and set our target at the next level, as usual. Then we wait for it to play out. So we had another quick drop, and this is because we had the alignment of market structure along with the higher and lower time frame clouds. And if we continue, you'll see that later on we get even more continuation and more level-to-level moves, since momentum is so strong on the bearish side. These are more opportunities if you missed the first trade. Now the LCE model tells you to stop at one trade a day if that trade is a win, because you want to secure that win and grow incrementally. The worst thing that can happen is securing a win and then giving it back. We want to lock our win in for the day once we get it. So that's how we would trade Friday. This week had a few days that were choppy or no trade days, and days which had clean moves. And using the levels and the cloud properly will give you a clear indication of what kind of day it's most likely to be. That's how you should approach the market every single day to get consistent and finally get the ability to grow and scale. Now, if you want me to work with you one-on-one to help you achieve this, be sure to check the link below, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.